Today's workout is called Tabata something else. It's a completely bodyweight movement unless you have no place to pull, in which case we'll be doing a modification there. But it's Tabata pull-ups, followed by Tabata sit-ups, followed by Tabata push-ups, followed by Tabata squats. If you don't know what a Tabata is, it's 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest for 8 cycles, which adds up to 4 minutes. So 4 minutes pull-ups, 4 minutes sit-ups, 4 minutes push-ups, 4 minutes squats. For today's warm-up, we're going to warm up with correlates to the movements we're going to do in the workout. These are all also options for you if you want to substitute one of these for one of our workouts movements. So the first movement we're going to do is an odd object row. I have our sledgehammer from when we demoed part of our garage. For the odd object row, we're going to bend over at the hip. We're going to pull up and back, keeping the shoulder blades back and together. For our warm-up, we do about 5 to 10 reps depending on how heavy your implement is. From there, we're going to do shoulder taps. So get into a nice tight plank, shoulders over the hands, butt tight. Tap each side. This would be a 1-to-1 substitution if you don't have push-ups. We're going to do 10 to 20 there depending on your capacity. And then you're going to flip over onto your back. Going to do the dead bug. Dead bug is an excellent core exercise. Try to coordinate your breath with the movement. So we breathe in here, breathe out, breathe in to bring your leg back in, breathe out, and we're going to alternate arms and legs for 10, and then you'll stand up and do reverse lunges, focusing on keeping the front shin as vertical as possible. Switch feet. Doing 10 here again. So do 3 to 5 rounds or until you're warm. Bent row, shoulder taps, dead bugs, and lunges, and those would correlate with the pull-up, push-up, sit-up, and squat. Do you want to start that over? What we're looking for in the pull-up is to start in a nice, fully extended position. Then we're going to pull our ribs in, squeeze our butt, pull over the implement you're holding on to, and then back down through an extended position. On the sit-up, we're looking for the same points of performance regardless of which style you choose. Every time you sit up, we want our hands to touch the ground and shoulders to be stacked over hips. Every time you lay back, shoulders touch the ground, hands touch behind your head. You can do the butterfly sit-up like this, especially if you have access to an ab mat, that's a good option. You can also do a sit-up sitting with your knees bent and feet flat on the ground. This is going to be best if you can anchor your feet. If you have no equipment, a sit-up that will work well is a straight leg sit-up because it'll help counterbalance your weight. Here, you want to reach up instead of forwards to finish the movement. For the push-up, we want to start in a nice tight plank so your hips should tuck under and your ribs should tuck in. To initiate the push-up, we're going to shift slightly forwards, come down, let our rib cage touch the ground, thighs off, and push all the way back up. Push-ups are fairly challenging to do strict. If you have some, but not 20 seconds of work worth, start strict and then switch to the shoulder taps, or start strict and then switch to knee push-ups when your strict fails. Another option here is coming down strict and slow as you can go, and then warming back up into that tight plank. Just make sure you reestablish the tight plank at the top. In the air squat, we start the rep standing tall. Squeeze your quads and squeeze your glutes at the top. That's a hip extender and a knee extender, and that will help you make sure you stand all the way up. Hips go back, knees track feet. We come below parallel with our hip crease below the top of our knee. Stand all the way back up by squeezing your quads and glutes again. Here you can coordinate your breath as well. Breathe in, breathe out. And that will help you avoid holding your breath throughout the workout. If you cannot squat below parallel, I recommend finding something that you can squat to, where we're going to sit back and gently touch and stand back up. If you do use a target, you don't want to plop to the target. And if you aren't using one, we don't want to plop either. We want to be under control, where the way down is slow and the way up is fast. So let's talk about the flow of the workout. When you set up your timer, I'm going to link this in the notes, some options to download Tabata timers. But when you start your timer, 3, 2, 1, go, you're going to start doing as many pull-ups as you can in 20 seconds. When your timer beeps or when 20 seconds elapses, you drop down, you want to shake it out and rest. Then at the next interval, so now we've completed 30 seconds, 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest, you start back on pull-ups. You're going to repeat that for 8 rounds, which is a total of 4 minutes. Once you've completed your 8 rounds of 4 minutes of pull-ups, you start your next movement, which is sit-ups, 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest, 8 rounds of that, or another 4 minutes at the 8-minute mark. You'll start your push-ups at the 12-minute mark. You start your squats, and you are done at the 16-minute mark.